Hi, Reverend Paula Zapkar here from Spiritual Soul Center. I was sitting in meditation this morning and this little book came into my mind. It's the teachings of Swami Vivekananda. I'd spoken about some of his teachings at Soul Center a few years ago, but I wanted to share this teaching from his book. I want to read a few of his comments about education and what that means. He says this: "No one can teach anybody." I thought, wow, that's a good one to start with. No one can teach anybody. The teacher spoils everything by thinking that he is teaching. But in the Hindu tradition and Vedanta says that within man is all knowledge, and it only requires awakening. It only requires awakening. And I think, yes, I think with this kind of perspective on teaching, it relieves the teacher from the expectation in their own selves they're going to convey knowledge somehow to somebody else. When I think of myself as a teacher, I think of myself as pointing, like, well, let's take a look over in this direction and see what that has to tell us. Let's take a look behind us. Maybe we've just not been, our perspective might need a shift. Let's just turn around and look over there and be a pointer, in education. He says this: knowledge comes out of its own nature. Loosen the soil a little so that it may come out easily. Put a hedge around it. See that it is not killed by anything. And there your work stops. You cannot do anything else. The rest is manifestation from within by its own nature. You see that? So all this struggle sometimes that we have, maybe I certainly feel that education is important, this learning, but true education comes from within. True education, the understanding, comes from within. Let me read you this. "To me, the very essence of education is concentration of mind, not collecting of facts." Not collecting of facts. True education is the concentration of mind. It's not about the education you put into your brain and then it runs riot there, undigested, all of your life. He says we must have life-building, man-making, character-making assimilation of ideas. And where does that happen? The assimilation. People can tell us things, people can give us information, but the assimilation happens within our very selves. And that's what he's pointing out here. That's what he's pointing out. A few more thoughts. Knowledge is inherent in man. No knowledge comes from the outside. It's all inside. What we say a man knows really should be stated as what a man discovers. That's the true nature of education, of learning. What a man discovers, what a person discovers. All knowledge, secular or spiritual, is in the human mind. All of it already exists in the human mind. The external teacher only offers the suggestion which rouses the internal teacher to work to understand things. It's a little bit of a shift maybe for some of us to recognize that even secular knowledge is all within, and the teacher is simply the pointer. Here's a metaphor, I think, that he captures it the best. He says, like fire in a piece of flint, knowledge exists in the mind. Suggestion is the friction which brings it out. The teacher, by suggestion, is the friction which brings it out. I hope this has been a good pointer for you. I hope this points you to an understanding or to a wider knowledge that is now emerging from in your own self. That's what I have today. Until next time.